Hello and welcome back everyone. This is Mark, also known as Holydemonhero, back with my adventures through SevTech Ages, doing a playthrough and guide on how you can progress through the various stages. And we recently just got done with Age 0 and entered Age 1. And then we did some bit of exploring. Here on my map I did a big loop looking for a jungle. And at first I didn't manage to find one. We found parrots instead. That's what we were looking for. Then on my own I did some more exploring, and eventually I did find some jungle biomes, as well as a swamp biome down here. And so I brought back a whole bunch of parrots. Got two right there. I also did some other minor changes to the base. I got a little bird cage right here. And so we're going to make all these parrots into eagles. So we'll do that. Get my Totempedia out here. We will be needing the song, or the eagle dance. And when you perform this dance, it turns all nearby parrots into eagles. I also made myself a jingle dress, which does the same music as the wind chime, but it's on your person whenever you walk. Also made more chimes and drums just to speed up. And this dance, or this ceremony, is pretty difficult to pull off. It does require some luck just to get, the wind chimes to work with you. Because with all the instruments you have so far, you can barely fill up the bar. So we'll try it out right now. So right now we're just going to use up all the drum power we have, and then once the bar stops filling up with that, we'll switch over to the flute. And with any luck, we should be able to fill it up all the way. There we go! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, that was weird. That was not supposed to happen. But anyway, now we have some eagles here. Not sure why that one died. The other two didn't. Look, we didn't even do all of them. And the eagles you can actually breed together. And those are tamed with fish. So when you convert them, even if they're going to be already tamed, you have to then get some fish. Any fish will do. And just feed them, and then they'll be tamed. And they act pretty much the same as... Eating quite a lot. Come on. Wow. They act just like the parrots. Although they don't sit on your shoulders. Yeah. Alright. Well, I'll get some more fish later. My test world, they got tamed with just a single fish, so maybe it's just chance-based. But anyway, unfortunately one of them did die, so at least that's what we need it for. But true. What we need is a eagle bone flute, or eagle bone whistle. So you make that eagle bone and eagle feather. And so this is another instrument type. And this is actually much more powerful than the rattle and the flute, as far as ceremony power. And also have the totemic staff right here, all ready to go. And let's see. The totemic staff you can use to cancel out ceremonies, and also it gives you some info about blocks you're looking at in the mod. So if you look on it, it shows you by right-clicking what it is that it's doing. But it's not very important. Besides that, it really doesn't have any use. So, but we are going to be challenging Baykok. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but we do that with another ceremony. This one? No, let's see. Next page. Yes, okay, so it's going to be this one right here. So this ceremony will summon the boss, which is a skeleton archer, and he's about the same health as a wither. So it's pretty difficult to take him on, and you want to have something ready, like an arena built for him, which we have right over here. We have a little side totem pole set up. And so you want to have a 5x5 pit that's 3 blocks deep, because then he can't get out. And then if you summon him, you can then stand right here and punch him, or, use your sword, and he will not be able to shoot you back. And let's actually sleep here. Also, another thing I'll be making is... So I've been making a lot of the different books and guides, and one of them I saw is the Necronomicon. So that's what we need the Corellium Plague Flesh for. So we're going straight up Cthulhu Lovecraft horror here. We made ourselves a Necronomicon, and that's pretty much the guide on everything Cthulhu related. So we'll dive into that later. I also made... we got the Sanguine Sign Team, which is everything for the blood magic. And Field Manual, which is a guide on Geolysis mod. That also tells you how deep all the different ores are found. So what Y layer. And then a guide on how to use the cyclic mods, everything. So I recommend making yourself a book for each of the mods. And I'll start in there for now. Alright, so I'm actually going to be moving all these instruments over to my little arena that I have there. Alright. Okay, take them right over here. There's still a bunch of skeletons down there dooting around. Must be like right underneath me. I'm just one block short there. Alright. There. There. And there. And put down the chimes. And I'll put up my little bongo drums. Okay. And, I got my sharp bone, so... let me just double check on the wind chime, and bone whistle. So this one is also pretty tough. You can see how difficult the instrument, or I mean the ceremony is, how much ceremony power it takes. So this one is 5, and that's the highest amount. So with the whistle and the rattle, that's, I'm not sure, like, this might take a few tries to see if we can start it up even. Okay, so even with all the instruments we have so far, like I said, it's still pretty difficult, and it looks like we'll even need to use the flute in addition to everything else. Even though some instruments have a higher instrument power than others, like, there's only a maximum amount you can do for each given instrument. So let's try that again. And I like to start off with the rattle and the drums because you can use the drums as you hit the you can use the rattle as you hit the drums. And now it's just a matter of like racing that progress bar and hoping that it fills up all the way. Ah, barely. Okay. Come on, wind chimes. I need your power! Oh, come on. So yeah. At some point, like, there's nothing you can do because, like, you really are dependent on the wind chimes to just give you enough power. And then also just timing everything else perfectly. So close. Come on. Oh, did it work? Maybe? Yes, it did. Okay. So, there we go. So that's the boss right there. And yep, he'll always try to come as close to you as possible. And you better have made an arena for him because he will, like, track you down and come after you. And, well, if it's close to your spawn, he'll just kill you over and over and over. Even here, you want to watch out, like, make sure that you are always hidden away. Like that he never has a clear shot at you, because does a lot of damage with that bow. Alright, hooray! So I got 100 prestige points. And spooky boss battle. So we've completed our first page completely, and we got his bow. So this is the quickest way to get a bow. Although it is quite difficult. But a good thing is that you can do this ritual over and over and over. And as long as you have the arena set up properly, it's pretty easy to do. If multiple people have instruments, it does make it a lot easier. So if you're playing with friends, you know, some of you can use a rattle, some of you can use a whistle, and so it fills up that progress bar much, much quicker. But just wanted to show off, it is possible to do it on your own. I also made a little basic farm here in the river, just to get some essentials, but that's not going to be our main food source. Also made a fisherman's strain and a bait pot. So the bait pot you make with just some nets and a flower pot. And I haven't put any bait in there yet. We'll need a trowel to dig up some bait first. Let me just put it away. And so we did get some arrows too. So bone arrows, flint arrows. And you could make yourself some more arrows. Or you can just, farm him a few times. To, every time you kill him, you will get a handful of arrows. Which I think is a bit quicker. Looks like we're all full here. Oh. Alright. And another thing I want to do in this part was find some ore deposits. So, we'll take one of our horses here, which one's a good one. Oh, grab it. There we go. Okay, so it's about to get dark here, so we'll wait a moment and then sleep first. And this also gives us an excuse to use the cart. Yay, cart. Alright, so I mentioned this already before, but when you are in stage 1, you'll see a bunch of these rocks, and you collect them by just left-clicking them, and if they break instantly, then it's just a plain rock, nothing special. However, you might left-click it, and it won't break instantly, and you actually have to mine it, like hold down the mouse button a bit. In that case, you do not want to break it, because they are ore samples, and so once you hit age 1, they will then turn into samples of coal, or some type of crystal. It all depends on what kind of ore it is. So once you find that ore sample, let's see. I want to do. Alright, so actually gonna leave the cart here real quick. I forgot to do thing real quick. So you actually want to get the advancement for the furnace first. I was gonna do that at the start of the video and I got too excited with the boss fight. So yeah, yay! To make your just a standard Minecraft furnace. And then you will get another advancement here to locate coal. And it says like make a dowsing rod to do that. Alright, so the dowsing rod just requires some logs and sticks. So nothing special. And you really don't need the dowsing rod, but it does make it a bit easier to find coal, although you can do it quite easily without it too. And it even gave us a field manual. So yeah, if you make a dowsing rod, you don't even have to make the book itself. Alright, put that over here. And if you read in the manual, it'll tell you that coal, page 12. So you will find coal between Y8 and 78. And, you know, it's random at which point, how deep it is. So that's why you want to use the dowsing rod. It says coal found 6, 8. So, you don't have the... You can't hit F3, or I guess you can, but F3 doesn't show you your actual location because it wants you to use a mod for that. So it does show you your frame rate and everything, but we'll just have to dig down here and make ourselves a little mine. Alright, got some marble and slate. Why is that? Okay. So I think I'll actually have to go back and grab a stone pickaxe. Even though the Paxel should be, I guess because they're not vanilla Minecraft blocks. Maybe that's why it's not recognizing it as rock. And actually, because there is like a little cave entrance right here, I'll actually go explore this first. And of course, it just ends. Well. Yeah, I can mine regular rock just fine. So I guess it's just with blocks that aren't vanilla. Well, I thought maybe we would get lucky and we could use this mine entrance right here to get down to the coal, but I guess not. But you do want to use your dowsing rod, so that'll actually track. And it looks like, yeah, it's just straight down. So we might have to go pretty far. Sometimes you get lucky and those samples are, you know, just right up to the surface, but sometimes you have to go all the way down to bedrock. And if you're wondering why I got the advancement for finding coal as soon as I made the furnace, that's because I did find that little patch of coal when I was going exploring, so I picked one up. Now, if you want to make your own version of a mine shaft, you don't have to do it the same way I'm doing it, of course. I just find this is the easiest and quickest and safest way to get down. And there it is, sure enough. So, we found our coal patch, and if we're lucky, this will be quite a lot. If we're not, then it might just be a small one, but some of these patches can be, they can fill up your entire inventory with stacks of whatever mineral you find. Alright, let me try the Paxel to see. Yeah, the Paxel is actually making much quicker work out of it. And vein mining is not available at the start. In this version, vein mining does exist, but it's an enchantment you get on tools. But for now, we're just going to mine all this coal here. No. Looks like it's a hollow geode. Or maybe it's just intersecting with a cave. Yeah, it looks like it's just intersecting. Put down some torches. Yep, just a little bit away. You can hit F7. Hitting F7, you can see everything with the X. Baddies are able to spawn here, so you can turn that on and off. You pretty much want to use that method of finding ore samples on the surface and then digging down from there, because otherwise it is extremely difficult to find ore. It doesn't spawn in just random small patches throughout stone. Just mining all the coal. Yeah, it's not very exciting. Eventually, you will be able to make yourself a quarry to have this process all automated. But because it's such a large node that we have here, this should be more than enough to last us for a while. And if you ever get low on coal, you know, you can always just make charcoal to substitute for that. Okay, I think that's going to be enough for now. Not going to take too long. Here. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun. There we go. Alright, so there we got our first little mine set up. And that's how a lot of the collection of ore is going to be like. Ooh. Let's get out of here. Hey! Yep, should have checked if there were baddies there. So a lot of the skeletons lost their trumpets now, but as you know, at least they don't have bows. Go ahead and jump in our teepee tonight. Aha! And actually, should change